You thought Shiba's Stomp was bad?
I know it's supposed to be fun, I get it. I shouldn't be crying.
How about an Unblockable that does 40% damage?
No.
Or how about an Unblockable that's impossible to avoid?
Wait.
Today, we're discussing the scariest unblockables in Mortal Kombat, the dreaded back 2. Yeah, they're all back 2. I have no clue why, but man are they powerful. And you're about to see exactly why after a quick word from today's sponsor. Today's video is brought to you by Private Internet Access, the most transparent VPN provider on the market, and they also work with all major streaming services, which means you can access more content than ever before anywhere in the world. And for the cherry on top, Private Internet Access is one of the few VPN providers that supports peer-to-peer file sharing. Oh, and torrenting, they support that too. But what does a VPN even do? What is that? Essentially, a VPN hides your IP address and encrypts your internet connection, which means your digital life remains completely private from the service providers, network administrators, and government censors. And that's a big deal. Believe it or not, people sell your data. Yeah, they make money off of your private life whenever you're online, so keep that stuff secret. And then on top of keeping your online privacy safe, their VPN software also blocks ads, trackers, and malicious websites. And guess what? Private Internet Access is available on all platforms. It doesn't matter if you're on Windows, Mac OS, Android, Linux, iOS, or anything else, their VPN is available on all of them. Private Internet Access also has a world-class next-gen server infrastructure covering 83 countries and each and every US state, which means you get a fast, secure, and reliable VPN connection anytime, anywhere. Internet privacy is no joke, so get your VPN today. Use my link down below and get a special discount of 82% off. That is barely over $2 a month, and you also get 4 months for free. And this deal only gets better because you also get a 30-day money-back guarantee, which means you can try them out, and if you don't like them, you get all your money back. Or in other words, there's literally no reason not to try Private Internet Access today. Use my link down below, you won't regret it. Alright, and first up we have SubZero, and his back 2 is unique because instead of crumpling the opponent on the ground, it actually suspends them in the air in a frozen state. And once the opponent's in that state, you can dash forward and get a full combo. And as you can see, the damage is quite good. 35% for no meter is very good for SubZero. And of course, if you wanted a bit more damage, you could do like EX Ice Slide or something like that. It does a bit more damage, right? Instead of 9, you get 12%. So yeah, you can always get a bit more damage. And you might be thinking, oh, 35% ain't that scary, underdog, especially not for Mortal Kombat 9. So why is this unblockable so terrifying? Well, I'll tell you why. Because when Mortal Kombat 9 first came out, there were ways to make this unblockable completely unavoidable. It was guaranteed in certain situations. So for example, let's say the opponent landed 2-2 and then did Ice Ball. They could time the back 2 so that right when you became unfrozen, you got hit by the unblockable, and then you would get re-frozen. Yeah, it was super cheap. However, like you just saw, this was nerfed and taken out of the game, but let me give you an example of how much damage that would do. So let's say you're SubZero, right, and you land a jump in and then go for a more damaging string, like back 1-2. How much damage does this do overall? It's gonna do about 13%. So now take that damage and add the 35% on top of that, and you're now getting over 40% damage for no meter whatsoever. Yeah, now you're getting it, right? That's why this back 2 was so scary, because anytime SubZero froze you with anything, the Ice Ball, the EX Ice Ball, the Ice Puddle, anything that froze you, he could time the back 2 to hit you the moment you got unfrozen. And as a result, you were taking a ton of damage, because this combo is nothing to sneeze at. 35%, not half bad. So anytime SubZero froze you, he could then freeze you a second time guaranteed, and you were always losing over 40% health. And then in the corner, it could be close to 50. And then on top of that, you don't have to charge the move all the way. You can just let it go immediately, and this will catch a lot of players trying to jump away or react to the unblockable because it's just so much faster than the unblockable. Oh, and it's also an overhead, so if the opponent's crouching, this will hit them, so that's pretty cool. Now, unfortunately, you can't special cancel it, which is a shame. It would be really cool if you could, but yeah, my point is this move doesn't have to be charged, and as a result, it can catch players trying to escape. And then finally, on top of all of that, every unblockable back 2 can be dash canceled in this game, which means it's great for continuing your offense or just going for a throw, which is also unblockable, but much faster. Or in summary, this unblockable was really good, and honestly, I have no clue why they got rid of the refreeze. I understand it's broken and a bit unfair, but this is Mortal Kombat 9 we're talking about. There's so much unfair nonsense left in this game, so why did SubZero have to get nerfed? I mean, for Pete's sake, Combo Breaker exists, so if he froze you with this move, he had to go in and do something. He couldn't do projectiles, so yeah, you could break free anyway. You could always escape as long as you had the meter. It's honestly not that cheap of a gimmick when you think about it, but even so NetherRealm took it out, so here we are. Oh god, but then we have Irmac, who might have one of the most deadliest unblockables in the entire NetherRealm series, and I'm not joking. For starters, his unblockable is so much faster if you don't charge it. And what that means is whenever Irmac had plus frames on you and went for the unblockable, you had no way of knowing if he was going to charge it or just release it and pop you square in the face. And that might not seem like such a big deal, right? It's just a measly 3% damage. Guess what? He gets a full string off this thing and he can special cancel it to get a full combo. And that was not the full combo. That was just an example. The full combo looks like this, and as you're about to see, it does a lot of damage just because you tried to escape the unblockable. Yeah, when it came to damage in this game, Irmac hit like a truck. It didn't even have to be a full combo. Even basic stuff from him did like 20 to 30%. He hits like a truck. And just in case you're wondering what happens when you charge it all the way, you get this. The opponent is knocked down in a crumple state, which means you could dash forward and keep the combo going. But that's not what players did. Because guess what? Just like the regular back two, the unblockable back two also gets a follow-up. And yes, you can special cancel it just like the fast version. And keep in mind, just like SubZero, he does not have to charge it all the way. He can release it early. And unlike SubZero, there's different timing. There's a super fast version, there's a medium fast version, and then there's just before it becomes unblockable. You get the idea. So he can really scam you with this thing. Once again, anytime he had frame advantage, he could scare you with this thing. If you wanted to jump away, he'd release it early, and guess what? He gets a full combo off this thing. That's right, you wanted to escape? No, eat this damage, get a full combo just because you tried to escape from the unblockable. Spoiler alert, but Irmac has the best back two of all three characters in this video because it's way too good at tricking the opponent, and it leads to a full combo every single time, and the combo does massive damage. And of course, just like SubZero, you can dash cancel this thing. You don't have to let it rock and finish the attack, which means it's great for continuing your offense just over and over again, or going for the throw, which is a much faster unblockable and still does good damage. Or put simply, Irmac is an absolute tank in this game. His damage is absolutely ridiculous. He hits like a freight train, and then on top of that, his back two is absolutely ridiculous, and he honestly has so many more gimmicks outside of that. He has this unblockable too, which is really slow, right? You can see it coming, but guess what? He can teleport cancel out of it, which is absolutely ridiculous. And if that wasn't bad enough, he can also just cancel out of it normally. So yeah, this unblockable was also deceptive. Your boy Irmac is a trickster on top of having crazy damage. In my honest opinion, this back two is the scariest unblockable in this game, if not one of the scariest unblockables in the entire Mortal Kombat series. Oh wait, I forgot about Cyrax. Dang you Cyrax and your bombs that do 85% damage, if not 100% damage. You touch of death character, you leaky boat always getting patched. Darn you Cyrax, I guess he has the best unblockable in the game. And then finally we have Johnny Cage, once again with an unblockable back two if you charge it all the way, and it acts very similar to Irmac's, only it leaves the opponent close, which makes comboing after it stupid easy. And then unlike SubZero's, it's extremely fast. In fact, I think it might be faster than Irmac's if you just tap the button, and you can also choose how long you charge it for. You don't have to charge it all the way. So once again, just like Irmac, Johnny Cage could get plus frames, start charging, and then catch you trying to jump away because you're scared by releasing it early. But unfortunately, he does not get a full combo off this thing unless he charges it. He can't even special cancel. However, what he can do is cancel out of it and go for more pressure or an unblockable throw, which is good because Johnny Cage doesn't have any other unblockables besides this move and his throw, so canceling out of it is actually a really big deal. And then finally, we have something very unique to Johnny Cage, because guess what most players do when you charge an attack and then dash right in their face? They want to attack you, right? They want to punish you and start their own combo. But guess what? You can't do that on Johnny Cage because his X-Ray is a parry, and it parries absolutely everything in the game. There are no exceptions. And as a result, Johnny Cage can use this unblockable to get in close and then punish you for trying to attack him on the way in, which is absolutely amazing. Or in fact, he can knock you down at the end of a combo and then start charging this on top of your body, and guess what? That makes you want to do a wake up attack. You backdash, parry, and then get your full combo started. Yeah, this parry starts combos, by the way. And the combo does a ton of damage. I'm not very good at it, but trust me, it does some really good damage, especially in the hands of a pro player, easily 50%. So yeah, this unblockable still has its function, but believe it or not, I've almost never seen somebody use this unblockable as Johnny Cage, and it's because everything else he has is so stupid good. For example, this move right here has random frame data on block. He's either neutral or plus, which means he can just keep doing it in your face and you have no clue when it's your turn. And even if you do guess right and he's actually neutral, guess what? He can just finish the string, which will catch you trying to press buttons, and it's also gonna knock you away to reset the neutral a bit, and look at the damage it does on block. It's absolutely ridiculous. In fact, Johnny Cage can do a combo, end with the nut nut punch and then get guaranteed block damage with this to increase the overall combo damage, because it was guaranteed. You had to block there was no other options. So that's one reason you never saw this unblockable, right? Because Johnny Cage's offense is insane, and then on top of that, he has so many ways to combo. Like, I think this is a combo. Yeah, really good stuff. He has this, it's also a combo starter. He has this, also a combo starter, and then he has this nonsense. Like, his jab was so good. Like, it's absolutely oppressive what he can do with just this button alone. It's insane. So yeah, the back two wasn't very useful at the highest level of play because everything else Johnny Cage had was absolutely ridiculous. However, in case you're curious what the combo would look like, I imagine it would go something like this. As you can see, around 26%, which is okay at the casual level, but at a high level of play, that's not any damage for Johnny Cage. The guy easily gets 30%. But then again, a better combo would be to end with the nut punch and then guarantee the chip damage afterwards, and now we're getting around 30%, if not more, so it's kinda useful in that regard. But yeah, in summary, Johnny Cage's back two is the least effective as an unblockable, but as a pressure tool and a bait into his X-ray, it could be pretty useful. But even so, this unblockable is still very scary in its own right, along with every other back two in Mortal Kombat 9, because they truly are the scariest unblockables in Mortal Kombat history, and I have no clue why 3 different characters had the exact same style of unblockable and why it's the exact same button, but here we are. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, smash that like button. It really does help my channel out a ton, and then keep that combo going by subscribing and ringing that bell. That way you never miss a future video. Make sure to come back next time, and as always, stay underdogs.